Welcome back to Above the Noise. If you are a business owner and you have been burned by marketing that's just overpromised and frankly underdelivered, then this is the podcast for you. I'm Christy Wilson, and if you are anything like I was years ago when I was building my own 8 organizations, you've probably spent a ton of money, more than you'd like to admit, been locked into these contracts where you're not seeing results, but you're stuck continuing to pay, and you just ended up with no results or very little ROI. Right? So that's how I was. And the truth of the matter, what I had to discover was that it really wasn't my fault. It's not your fault. In those cases, you just haven't found the right partner yet, right? It really took, it took me realizing that it just, these agencies that promise the world and don't deliver, I really wanted to create something different, something that worked and something that was more of a partnership. So what we've done with this podcast is built it to break down some quick, easy strategies that business owners like you, like me, we can use to grow our business, attract more customers, clients, patients for many of my medical providers, and finally see that return on our marketing efforts and actual ROI. I know, shocking, right? ROI, that's what, no matter what anybody tells you, at some point, there should be a return and marketing should pay for itself. I know, shocking. All right, let's do it, because today we're going to be getting into something that a lot of small business owners either 1, totally avoid, or 2, they try it once or twice and then that's the end of it, right? Okay, what is it? Cold email outreach. Yes, the thing that either makes you roll your eyes, for most of you, or some of you, some of my clients break into a cold sweat when they hear it. But the fact of the matter, the truth is that cold email still works in many industries. And frankly, in 2025, it can actually be one of the most cost-effective, just overall better efficacy and underutilized tool that is in the lead generation options and methods, right? But only if you do it right. So today we're going to talk a little bit about, number 1, what cold email actually is, and then what it isn't. That's right. We're going to talk a little bit about why it still works, even with all the competition, all the noise around you, right? How to rise above that noise. And why a lot of business owners get it totally wrong, and so they feel that it's just not an effective method. But when used appropriately, email marketing, and especially cold email outreach, can be highly effective, right? We're also going to get a little bit into how to make those cold emails actually get read, like opened and responded to. Yes, I know, shocking, but we want them to actually get opened and then read, and then we want them to respond to us, right? Okay, so if you're ready, we're going to jump right in. So first part we're going to talk about today is what cold email actually is, and then on the flip side, what it isn't. All right, one thing that we want to get clear from the start: cold email is not spam, and it should not feel like spam. I know everyone's like, oh, it's spam. It's not spam. When it's done right, cold email can look like a personalized, respectful outreach message to someone who doesn't know you yet, but they should, because you should be speaking primarily to your ideal audience. And it should not be a spammy feel, such as, we're going to put a big red X or a big finger X up on, not a sales pitch disguised as a newsletter. Boo on that. Not a 4-paragraph monologue about you and your business and your life story. It is great to share tidbits about yourself and your practice or your company and why you do what you do and your mission, but we don't need a 4-paragraph monologue. It does not matter. No one cares. And next, a copy-pasted message you sent to 300 people on a list you bought from I don't know where that everybody else has already emailed. They're tired of it. You pulled it out of ChatGPT for your script, punched it in, and when it was sent, it just sounds like ChatGPT wrote it and sent it to everybody they know. When cold email outreach is done right, it's going to be more like the feel of, oh, hey, I see what you're doing. Here's how I can probably help with that. And if it's not a fit, no pressure. That's it. But there should be a prompt or a call to action, right? Because people don't typically take action unless they have something put in front of them that they are presented with to do. Just being honest. All right, so next portion. Does cold email outreach still work? It does. Let's talk about why. So in 2025, you might be thinking, oh, email's so old. Nobody's opening their email. Nobody's checking their email anymore. Super wrong. 60% of the companies I work with, we find that cold email is still their most reliable lead gen channel, including myself. Did you know that I have a very diverse marketing strategy in our marketing agency itself, and cold email is highly effective? Here's why. Number one, very low cost, right? It's not a huge cost per acquisition. You're not paying all this ad spend out. Number two, everyone has email. You don't need to worry about platforms or algorithms or all the good things. It opens the door for all of those other channels, such as calls, DMs, partnership referrals. Cold email, I think of it as more of your intro, right? It's not a pitch deck. It's your intro, and it gets you in the door, and it's oftentimes looked more now so in 2025 more than even DMs. DMs have gotten very spammy, whether it's LinkedIn or Instagram especially. Forget it, right? People immediately delete it. All right, third part. Let's talk a little bit about why I see a lot of cold email attempts not work out. Let's be honest, cold email, it has a bad rap, and it's mostly because people just don't do it right. They do it wrong. Reply rates are down, maybe around 3% on average, if I had to put a number around it. And almost half of cold emails from people that we come on and look at have gone to spam, right? And with AI, with everything out there today, filters are getting smarter. So that's not a reason to get rid of cold email, but it is a reason to adjust what you're doing and get better at it, okay? All right, so that's a lot of what I see when I onboard new clients as to why it may not have been working. So next part, the obvious question, right? How do we make our email stand out without it sounding spammy, sleazy, icky, yuck, sales, right? We don't want to sound like that. So let's put together just a little mini playbook that you can take away. So I would, make your little voice notes, get your notebook and pen out. First thing, you want it to be personal, like really personal. I mean, yes, use their name, great, but maybe even reference something they've actually done when you're doing, this even applies to cold DMs. You're doing LinkedIn outreach, which is still effective, by the way. Make it personal. Maybe it was a podcast episode, a blog you saw, a project they posted about. It's not personalizing it when you're like, just first name, last name, tag, that's it. It really needs to be more about this is something from me to you, right? The second big thing that I see is a huge miss. It should actually be number one. I'm going to reverse it. Make it about them, not about you. I don't like to open with, hi, I'm Christy, and I run this digital marketing agency, and you should see our work model and our mission and what we've done. Nobody cares. They only care about the outcome to them. And I know that sounds self-centered, but with all the noise, you have to grab their attention. It has to speak directly to them. Hey, saw this and it made me think, but with a hook, right? I saw you posted this and it made me think. Then tell them why you're reaching out by saying how it helps them. Your entire focus should be about them and how it helps them. You can put your mission in there as long as it's something that's going to resonate with them and get their attention. 3, please, please, please keep it short. 3 to 5 sentences in that first email. Think of it like a text, not this huge pitch deck, bio, whatever it is, monologue. 3 to 5 sentences, right? Hey, so-and-so, saw your new cafe launch downtown Atlanta. Looks super amazing. Here's what I was thinking about as an idea to help you grow in that little spot, right? Help you grow your local community, your local foot traffic in that little spot. I can also show you how we've helped a very similar cafe show up on Google Maps really fast. Right? So if getting more people in the door is a priority, happy to share a few ideas. No strings attached, no sales call. Should I send them over? And that's even a little bit long, right? It should be really simple. I probably could have cut that down. That's just me spitballing out loud, right, for this. But make it really simple, respectful, clear. What's in it for them? What are you going to provide them? What's the outcome look like? And is it something they can do quickly, right? Include one call to action. And I wouldn't make it something like, well, let me know if you'd like to hop on a call or get more info or download a giant guide or go to this link and that link and then download and put your email in, look at a portfolio for an hour. No one's going to do that. No one's going to do that. One ask. Hey, open to a quick call? Or, hey, want me to send that over? Would you like me to send a quick playbook over? Want me to send over a couple of quick ideas that worked for a competitor in another city similar to Atlanta? Something you're open to? Something like that. Low pressure, not pushy. Nobody wants to get on a sales call. I'm sorry, I don't, you don't, we don't. Easy to say yes to, because many times if someone asks me, hey, can I send over this example? Might have some ideas that help you out in one of your new businesses. Most likely I'm going to say okay. Because there's no harm, no foul. I'm not wasting my time getting on a sales call. I'll look at it when I get it. So that's where you're going to need to hook them in then, is that next step, right? That first email is just getting their attention. That's all it is opening a door. It's not selling. All right. And then next part, how does cold email fit into a bigger strategy? Because cold email should not be your only channel, right? We talked about that. Cold email is just your conversation starter. You can use it to book some discovery calls. I book discovery calls out of it. I do land some podcast interviews and bring guests on to really talk with them about their business. I open doors for collaborations. I use it to reconnect with past clients or leads. Many of my clients, especially in the chiropractor world, plastic surgery, med spas, we use their list to reconnect with past patients. Sometimes we get referrals. It's very versatile and it's low risk. And when it's done well, it builds trust with people and it's more effective in my opinion. So you are, really, if you're doing well, you can expect maybe a response from every 500, 600 to 1,000 emails. I know it sounds like a lot, but you got to send a lot, and that's really the response rate when you're doing well to expect, right? So cold email is not dead. It's just buried in the noise as usual. We have to rise above the noise. Yes, shameless plug. From people who just don't understand how to use it, right? But you are not one of them anymore. You are now a real human running a real business and you have real value to offer, right? So we're going to do it right. This is what I'm going to challenge you to do this week. I would love to see you pick just a small list of dream clients, partners, leads, Research each one for a couple of minutes, right? And send a short, super personalized cold email using the format we talked about. Now, I know that that is not a large scale. You can also send a more generic message, sure, but still try to make it very quick about how we can help them specifically. It should target that segmented group, not just everybody you know in every industry, right? That's not a good idea. Then track any replies. You'll be surprised what happens. Like I said, you may only get a reply every 500 to 1,000 emails, and that's okay. We actually send out quite a bit, but we use some really smart platforms now to personalize things more. So if you want any help with your email or want me to review the structure, feel free to DM me at the Profitability Pathmaker on all platforms. You can go to www.nextlevelconnected.com. That's right. Or you can send us an email at info@nextlevelconnected.com. All right, so this was Above the Noise. Yes, because we want our businesses to rise above the noise. I'm Christy Wilson. You probably know that. So get out there, send an email that actually connects, send a few, send hundreds if it makes sense. And remember, if you are a business owner who's just tired of wasting money on marketing, that does not work, and you want actual results, right? ROI, marketing that pays for itself, and an actual partnership without any contracts. Good news, we have it. That's right. At Next Level Connected, we follow a super simple, no contracts, just results approach. And we help many business owners in all industries, B2C, B2B, local business, service providers. And we help those businesses grow without contracts, hassles, vanity metrics that don't matter, with actual transparent results. So if you want that, or you just want to see what's working right now, you can certainly reach out to me again at the Profitability Pathmaker on all platforms, info@nextlevelconnected.com if you want to shoot an email over, at our website, nextlevelconnected.com. Send me your business name, just a little info on it, maybe what you're doing that's not working, and I'll personally send you back a quick plan, like a little blueprint, to help you bring in more leads, patients, clients, customers. It's free, no strings attached, and you do not have to jump on any sales calls. That's right. If you found today's episode helpful, I would love if you'd share it with a fellow business owner, especially those who have also been struggling with their marketing. Again, I cannot wait to see how these strategies get implemented and the results that you are able to see from using them. All right, get out there, send those emails, and I will see you next time on Above the Noise.